Most new mortgage brokers assume personality is what's going to determine success. Extroverts are going to sell, introverts are naturally just going to struggle, and the confidence is always going to win. But that is very rarely how it works in practice. You see, mortgage brokering isn't naturally suited to introverts or extroverts. It rewards something else completely: how well you operate within a structure. So let's get clear on what we're going to be talking about in this video today. We're going to be looking at whether mortgage brokering favors introverts or extroverts. We're going to look at which traits actually matter day to day when advising as a broker, and why personality is less important than people assume. Still important, but just not as important as you think. So the big question then is mortgage brokering better suited to extroverts? And on the surface, yes, it does look that way. Of course, when you first look at it, the job involves client conversations, explaining complex information, managing emotions, guiding decisions, and that all sounds like an extrovert's game. And early on, yes, the extroverts do often feel more comfortable speaking to strangers, building rapport quickly, and thinking out loud. It's definitely their natural kind of comfort zone. But comfort isn't the same as effectiveness. And I've seen extroverted brokers who struggle a lot because they talk way too much, they over-explain complex things, and they fill that silence that should be doing the work for them. See, confidence without structure often just creates loads of noise, but no real clarity. See, the job doesn't reward energy. That's the bit. Job rewards control. So then where do introverts often excel as brokers? Because they do. They absolutely do. You see, introverts are often underestimated in this role, significantly in my opinion. You see, many of them thrive in the quietly behind the scenes because they prepare thoroughly before conversations. They listen more than they actually speak. They ask fewer, but most of the time better questions, and they stick closely, very closely to the process. You see, mortgage advice isn't about entertaining clients. You're not an entertainer. It's about understanding them. Clients don't need charisma. They need to feel heard. They need to feel understood, and they need guiding through calm decisions that can often feel overwhelming to them. See, introverts often deliver that experience naturally way better than their extroverted counterparts, and that is something they have as their kind of secret weapon. So then what traits actually matter in mortgage brokering? That's probably a big question to unpack. So over time, the brokers who perform consistently, they tend to share similar traits. I've seen it time and time again. Regardless of the personality type, doesn't really matter. Okay, they're usually really good at following a repeatable process again and again and again, but managing detail without rushing through it, about staying calm under pressure because it does get hard, and communicating clearly but not loudly. See, none of that is exclusive to introverts or extroverts. It's behavioral. It's not a personality-based thing. See, the job rewards reliability far more than any flair or kind of pizzazz. I love that word. So then, does personality matter at all? Well, yeah, of course it does, just not in the way that people actually think. You see, personality affects how you work, not whether you can actually do the work. And extroverts often need to learn how to restrain themselves. Introverts, though, they often need to learn how to trust their own voice and stand up for themselves. Both can struggle early on if they assume their natural tendencies are enough to succeed. But in reality, mortgage brokering pushes everyone towards the middle. To be completely honest, the longer someone stays in the role, the more their success depends on process, on judgment, and on consistency, not on personality alone. So then why do personality myths persist in this industry still today? Well, the answer to that is because early impressions are super misleading. New brokers often judge success by who sounds confident first, not who performs consistently over time. Visibility can get confused with competence, but confidence without structure, it fades very, very quickly. Okay, quiet competence though, that compounds again and again and again, and that's why many of the strongest brokers don't fit into that kind of stereotype box that people expect. It doesn't matter what type of personality you have. If you are coming into this role and you want good work-life balance, this is one of the things that many advisors struggle with. And so I unpack how you can battle that and hold that and work within that in this video on screen. Give it a click.